Okie doke, I hope this goes well. It's going to be one heck of a rambly thing. I guess the focus will be the stuff I got at CanGames, but I'm also going to talk about the fact that I didn't do well, I haven't done any World War One images of the day, excuse me, or the headlines in quite a while. I've just been focusing on other stuff, and then CanGames came along, and I just was like, I'm just going to really just do my volunteer shift and run a couple of games, and they went pretty darn good. And then, of course, I purchased quite a bit of stuff, and I'll try to show you some of the stuff as they go along here and talk about other things. Due to the fact that I'm also about to go away for a couple of days to a chalet off in Quebec, and just spend a couple of days away just to kind of just chill, which actually, ironically, that won't be too difficult to do because we're in a cold snap right now. Anyways, let's get back to this. We'll talk quickly about Pocket Battles on Friday. It went well. 8 players though, that's 4 games I'm running by myself, and a lot of the players were new, so I had to explain. It's not complicated, but still, it's a lot of, so I think the next time I'm either going to pare it down to maybe 3 games, 6 players, or have a second person. That would be actually ideal. But it went well. The neat thing is that the person, like I said, it's going to be a bit of a ramble thing, and hopefully you guys can see some things. I don't know. I can't do too many things at once. I'll go off into super sidetrack things, so I can't do that. I'm already doing it. Anyways, one of the people playing at CanGames in my Pocket Battles game on Friday afternoon was the person who ran Wings for the Baron 2 years ago, which I got super excited about, and I wanted to get the game after playing it. I was just like, this is an amazing game. It's extremely difficult to get, I find, or I got to spend a lot of money. It's been out of print for ages. I know it's on the P500 right now. He was actually asking us for feedback to send back to the designer at that point 2 years ago. It wasn't played last year. I kept talking about Wings for the Baron, and there he was. He was playing Pocket Battles. Then he says in the middle of the game, he's like, oh yeah, by the way, at the end I'm going to be playing Wings for the Baron. And I was like, oh my god, I didn't know you were going to be running it this CanGames. And I'm like, I can't make it for Friday evening. I got other things to do. Like, I got to get ready for my Saturday morning volunteer shift at CanGames, which I'll talk about as well. That went really well. Yeah, I did. I got away with murder. Oh my gosh, did I ever? Anyways, it was almost like the gods went, well, you did it. You were so good intentioned. We're going to be nice to you. It was really, really neat. But anyways, he's like, oh, I'm also going to be running the game on Sunday evening again. I was getting all excited. I was like, oh, because I talked to him about it and blah, 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 blah. And I was mentioning that I was running a Great War game on Sunday and so on and so forth and whatever. And it went well. And then Saturday morning, I had my volunteer shift. And like I said before, I picked the worst shift and the worst position, as far as I know, is the tournament desk on a Saturday morning. It's not good. Anyways, I got there relatively early. People just were not taking that position. I kind of clued in. And so I decided, hey, let's do it. One for the gamers, like I kept saying all the time, crap. And that was relatively early for the session there, and the person helping me out said, well, you can either go in the front. There's 2 people in the front that are going to deal with people like, oh, I signed up for this game, but I don't see it on the whatever, or this game got canceled, can I get switch over, all that type of stuff, from the tournament desk. Or I could do data entry. I was like, okay, I'll take data entry. So by the time I can remember one time I had my back to the whole lineup, and there was tons of people. And, relatively speaking, not like Gen Con or any of that crap. And all of a sudden I hear from one of the committee members going, oh, congratulations, you guys, for making it through the rush. I was like, I didn't even notice, which was hilarious. And I will talk about the SPI game on a separate video. That went way beyond my imaginings. I did not expect that to go so well. And it was the amount of interest that knocked my socks off. So many people went by and went, oh my god, I remember playing that game, and so on and so forth. And we started discussing. Other people are like, are you playing it again, or do you have extra spots? I was really surprised. Yeah, just a lot of conversations, as well as two people knew about the channel that I'd never seen before. Like, I mean, I was like, because I'm so closed in, thinking it's just, you know, our little community or whatever. Next thing you know, it was like, I'm like, they're like, hey, don't you do something on YouTube about what? I was like, what the hell? That was so neat. Anyway, so that was that. Let's get into the stuff. I think I know that it's been centered here. I didn't buy a ton of things. I spent a fair amount of money. A fair amount of the stuff that I did buy was yet again from Bob's place. And also, like, I like to get a lot of stuff like local craft stuff. I like to support those people. And I got to talk to beating people like there was no tomorrow. Okay, let's just zoom in a little because I know it's kind of focused in. I'm just trying to take a look. I don't want to go crazy, but I'd like to. Alrighty, so I know that if I can put in, I go maybe to here or here, or there. Let's see if I can. That'll help. Just a little. Okay, I don't want to get too much here. Like I said, we'll go through, hopefully through it all. There's a fair amount of crazy stuff. I haven't even looked at most of it. I probably don't even remember what the hell I got. All right, and I remember, I keep forgetting about this thing. It's a lot better than I think. All right, so we'll leave it at that. The battery seems to be doing well. So this is yet a local whatever. I'll try to bring it up a little bit, but I won't go too much. It was the cat thing. I don't know what I'm looking here if you guys can see. Yeah, it was the cat thing that really freaked me out. I was like, what is that? And the person said, oh, it's Krampus, and just decided to put a cat in there anyway. So I was like, oh, maybe that's Leo, so why not? So I bought it. I don't know where they're going to put it. And I like the border that the person did. So that's an original, actually. It's not like a print or anything, so I thought that was kind of cool. Put that off to the side. These things I got from Bob's place. They just reminded me of Yonder Yore or whatever, like way back when in the early 80s when I used to buy a lot of the this type of stuff. So I was like, oh yeah, like I don't know what I paid for. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean nothing's ever going to be about. It's just going to be something to flip through and remember when's, eh? That's what it's going to be. It's just like, oh yeah, all that stuff. Oh, I just love that stuff. So anyways, that was another thing I got. Yeah, the fairy smut goblin. I wonder who that's going to go to. These were interesting dice. So these were also from the same people. Ironically, the design that I ended up getting this, they didn't come together. But this design I actually purchased last year as a micro version, but in a different color. And the person who makes these was like, oh yeah, actually I should put all the local bits. I should later on. I think I've got a fair amount of their cards and whatnot. So I just love this design. But I also purchased these micro-ish dice from that person, and they're handmade or whatever the hell. But the interesting thing is, if I can see, this is a D12, so they played around with it. So it's a D12. It's not a I guess it is still a dodecahedron. Like this is not a, yeah, it is. But this is not. This is a D4. Believe it or not, but certainly not a four-sided die. You know what I mean? It's really neat. So anyways, these colors was the best contrast I could find. It wasn't certainly not the contrast I would normally use, but it was just like I just wanted to get them. And that was that. What else? This was kind of ironic. So yet again from, no, this is from a used whatever. So that didn't come with it. That didn't come with it. That didn't come with it. What did come with it? These guys, that's right. So this was the irony. So it came like this in used. I think I'll take a look and see what you guys can see. So it came like this used. And I get to the used section. All I saw was Great War, of course. And they're like, oh, actually it was more of this. That's right. It was like this. And they're like, oh, Team Yankee. I'm like, what? And, oh, no, this was from Bob's place. No, because I showed it to Bob later, and he was getting all excited about Team Yankee. And I was like, what's wrong with everyone here? They can't see this? I don't have the rule system. I think it's for Flames of War. It doesn't really matter. I'm just, oh my God, look at that. Look at that, eh? That is a sweetheart of a cool looking. I prefer the Peugeot, I think. I really like that thing. Anyways, nice. So there we go. We're going to use them. I'll probably give them to somebody that would. This was neat. I think I got this for like $10 or $5 or whatever. It doesn't matter. But I've wanted to get this for quite some time. never been opened. So I was like, right on. That was in the used section as well. Got these from Bob. British World War I artillery, 1 to 72. This one, World War I German infantry. I love the scenes there. Aren't these totally cool? I'm just so whacked. And then this one, actually, I had to pay a fair amount of money. He was like, I want $10 for that. I was like, oh, you, Bob. And he's just so good anyways, it doesn't matter. Also got this from Bob. I didn't really care. I didn't even really look at the price, for goodness sakes. It was just, I was like, oh, looks like a nice little cool little card game. That reminds me kind of like Fury of Dracula. I'm not really sure. But like I said, it reminded me a little bit. This was also from the person that made that Krampus thing. I liked it. Love the 3D look to it. You probably can't see it maybe, but it's really well done. Nice bookmark. And I was talking to Zoe Dufar. She's like, "Oh, I thought that was mine." I'm like, "Yeah, it could be. If you don't want it, I'll take it." Also got this from a nice leather worker person. They had some amazing things. I want to get maybe a custom made a print put on for a book cover. That'd be great. But that's not certainly for me. I don't have any hair left, essentially. So that's certainly going to be going to Zoe Dufort. Now, this is ironic. These dice were purchased specifically during the SPI game on Sunday afternoon when both sides, oh my God, they were amazing players. And like I said, I'll talk about this yet again on the side, whatever. They were amazing players. Just so gracious. It was incredible. the guy who ran Wings for the Baron, who was the central Powers player, he was rolling god awful. It was amazing. He's like, something wrong with your dice. And the other, well, actually, it was the other guy who said, okay, I just rolled a 5 4 times with this. So I ran downstairs and purchased some CanGames dice just on the just to go there. Okay, you know what I mean. I purchased these these cards from Bob. It was neat because at the time I said, don't worry, Bob, I'm going to buy them. So let's go and take a quickie look at these old vintage cards. And I like the fact that they're the same design, you know what I mean, up and down kind of thing. Just some old looking, almost like I got to play Baroque music or something while I'm playing some cards. They look really cool. You know what I mean? Look at that. That is so cool. Anyway, so that was that. Then I got another module. I could have got some more, but I thought this looked really good. Especially if, like, maybe to get some extra stuff for the, whenever I get to it, the St. John's, Newfoundland, choose our own adventure type thing. But I got another module for the, take a look at the battery. It's going down pretty quick. We have to do like a part 2 maybe. Pick this up. I already have it. Tough. It doesn't matter. Got it again. Didn't come with counters from the used place, but it doesn't matter. I'm just glad it's going to see a good home with some other Great War stuff. Got this from Bob. He was like, "Oh, you don't have that yet?" And I was like, "Nope, I got the Tommy's one, and there's a zillion other ones as well." But that was that. These things. So this is a Frenzy game. It just had the little card thing. It was at, yet again, I think. No, it was at Bob's place. And looks like I've got the complete game. I don't know what the hell they're about. I haven't really looked at the cards all that much. Let's take a look at the orcs. It comes with orcs, elves, dwarves, and humans. And geez, I wonder what Charles the Toro would pick. I don't think it would be elves. Let's just put it that way. If you picked elves, my gosh, you're in trouble. So I don't know what's going on here with, like I said, I don't know how the game is played. So it doesn't look, I guess you must know. Must be some kind of stats thing, so different. Anyways, I was like, ooh, I finally have an actual card game, and a complete one, and it's not a collectible, so I don't know if it sucks, but it doesn't really matter, does it? And then I also got these from Bob, just a complete set of plastic ships. I was like, why not? And you never know, might as well, I could use them for something someday. Perhaps, perhaps not. Also got this from Bob just because it was Great War related. Some die casting, missing half the propeller. Doesn't matter. I'll show you these things. I also got these from Bob. These look pretty cool. I'll show you a few. I'm not going to drive you mental. But they're, I guess, like artists. I don't really know what I was getting. I just looked at some of them. This one was really interesting. Look, it was the first one I opened up. Mobius. Let's take a look at the Mobius one. I haven't looked at that, so I don't even know what it's going to be. But Let's see. But I can always scan these later. Wow, oh my gosh, this is going to be fun to look at. Well, that kind of looks a great war. It is, isn't it? Holy shit. Well, it isn't. I mean, it's got a television set there, but wow. Oh my goodness gracious me, I'm going to have some fun. Yeah, I'll have to scan these in. Or maybe I should have done these very quickly. Hold on. It's the battery, eh? It's starting to freak out on me. Well, we'll do the one that I opened up before, which I thought was pretty neat to look at. I guess I'll do some scans. And then I'll post them. These are just absolutely lovely. The quality, I can feel it. Oh, jeez. I only paid $2 a pack. I think that's quite okay. God, man, that's reminds me of a lot of the like Carson on Venus covers and type of stuff and whatnot. I love things that just, you know, you can fill in the blank. At least I can fill in the blanks. Anyways, all right. So saw a couple of those. Got some amazing bracelets, mostly because I want to take it for the design. This one's a Nepal stitch. It goes like this, I think. And it's more like for berries looking thing, but I'm getting into beading, so I wanted to talk. I did get to talk to a beader for quite a while. And this one is a made from dollar store beads. Yet again, it was a nice color to it, but it was the single strand right angled stitch or something, or weave or whatever the heck. But I was like, so we got to talk about leveraging each other's whatever. She said I had a good eye for color, so that was nice to hear. I did pick up these at some independent. I'm looking at the batteries again. So these are solo games. This is the same person, Justin Vandermeer. I have the other two before, Hedge Witch, which I've purchased. This is, I think, my third copy of purchase. I've given out the other ones. And I was like, oh, I got to grab another one just in case it goes out of print. As well as The Frog is Ruining My Dungeon Crawl. I also have that. Purchased that before. And this this dice tower is just off the charts. I was like, it feels like the colors and the texture almost feels like like very pastel looking. Almost thinks to me looks like it was made out of a marshmallow. Like I can squish it. I was like, I don't care if it's like Bob at of anything. He's like, you're not gonna use that for your Great War game. I'm like, why not? Who the hell cares? And we did, or at least one person did. Now these other ones are for. Wow, I picked them up. Well, one I picked up specifically because I was like, "What in the world is going on here?" When I saw this one, I was like, "Okay, I'm giving my inner meandering mic or whatever." It's got all the components. I took a look. Very interesting. Let's see what you guys can see here. I'll put it off to the side a little bit, but it's like it's got infantry, a general, and there's no artillery, it doesn't seem, and there's different shapes. And cavalry, infantry, and artillery. It looks chess-like, I guess, or something. But the maps are like that. There's 4 of them, I think, or 2 of them. Just 2. Yeah, just 2. And then you also have these cards, which I don't know anything about yet. There's alliance cards, and then these others. I just don't know. Of course, I don't know what the game's about, so, or like what's going on really. So it looked neat, and I was like, well, let's pick it up. And like I said, it was. I was like, well, man, or Mike would know more about this. So I was like, yeah, don't worry, I'm not getting into Napoleonics, for the love of Christ. This one, though, I picked up just specifically because I was like, I don't know what, and I was talking to Bob about it for quite a while. I was like, what is going on with this game? I have no idea. Let's see, I'll have to zoom in a little bit more, so maybe, because that'll be the last thing I think we're looking at. I'm still staring at the battery, which is freaking out. So maybe we'll have to go go relatively quick. As in, I just wanted to show you. Yeah, it's gonna lose its marbles. I don't know what in the world is going on. We have to show it all this stuff, but it's the rule book. I was like, what? Yeah, I think I have to just zoom out. Hold on here. Oops. Oops.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm dropping stuff all over the place I didn't know. But it's just, I don't know what in the world's going on. If it's some kind of miniatures style that you can also use with cardboard, I don't know what's going on. It looks extremely rich, thick, a lot of whatevers. Maybe I'm wrong. The font is pretty big. So, but, ooh, Jesus. Like I said, I don't think I'll ever play it, but I was just like, this just looks like something that may have a lot of good information to take from. That's about it, really. I think did I have a fun time? Obviously, I did. Didn't play any games. Isn't that whacked? But I just did my thing and got away, whatever. But I'll slowly get back into reality. Like I said, I'm going away from to a chalet for a little while, just to relax, re-soak and whatever. But as far as I know, there will be a live stream on Saturday, and away we go. And my God, I just found out that Henry Mike is getting into the live stream business, it sounds like, on Sundays, and I'm pretty stoked to hear about that. I haven't watched it yet, his first one, so that'd be pretty cool. And I'm so far behind Charles Latora's videos, it's insane. I'm gonna have to do like a Netflix binge or something, which would be totally cool. Anyways, hope you guys are having fun. I've missed yous, and we'll chit chat later, man. All right, see ya, bye.